At least we can hear each other.
Yeah,
I can hear
yeah,
you through the earpiece.
yeah. It's a minor. Every little victory is a victory. What do you mean we're
Hmm.
late, MacGuffin? We're not late. Excuse me. I did not bother to bring water, so as usual, I'm not prepared. Well, it looks like we're live, and holy shit, what a week it's been since the last week. It was Tuesday last
Hmm.
week, and now we've had 6 days of just absolute feeding frenzy in the NBA, in the NHL. Like, crazy shit has happened. And now you guys are all noticing that I'm wearing headphones because RIP my speakers. And the only
Oh
way I
man,
can hear
that's
you, my own kid wouldn't let me borrow his speakers. So this is my Xbox, like one speaker fucking shit that I have to listen to. So we got some special guests with us, of course. Tree, as always, is co-hosting. What's up, Tree Man?
Not much. About ready to die because JR doesn't know when to stop fucking shit up.
Yeah.
And I'll get to that later
Mm-hmm.
because it's a lot of fun. And I want to die. Thank you.
Well, now you know what it's like to be a New York Knicks fan, buddy. That's what it's like.
Well, also I got experience with it with good Branson. So
Yeah, yeah, good. Oh,
yeah.
that you mean the traffic cone that plays defense?
And
Uh
that's
huh.
Jack Johnson. But Branson's the other parking cone.
And now we have also a special guest, Taylor Phillips from the Michigan Sports Truth, has been brought on to tell us all about the Detroit's move, both the Pistons and the Red Wings. What's going on there, Taylor Phillips?
well. First off, to the audience of the Dumpster Fire, you can follow us, my show on Twitter, Periscope, and Instagram at Michigan_Truth. Like its Facebook page, the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. Check out its website, the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast.com. It's also on the independent edition on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Castbox, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Also, prime time on the Stables Network on Blog Talk Radio, like we all have been on. blogtalkradio.com/Mancini Sports 347-205-9631 is the number to call. Our executive producer is Mark Mancini. If any local business has any interest in sponsoring our primetime edition, email our fine producer at mancinisports@yahoo.com. Mark Mancini at mancinisports@yahoo.com. So the Red Wings picked up Patrick Nemeth, a defenseman, and then they picked up Valtteri Filppula, a 15-year veteran forward
Yeah.
who has been with Detroit. The Pistons picked up Derrick Rose
That's crazy.
as
That
a
that blood.
point guard.
Yeah, it looks like they're being like the Dallas Stars. They're just picking up fossils. They're just like, oh, let's go digging in the ground for free agents. Oh, look, there's an old guy right there. Do you want to become a Detroit Red Wing? Sure, Philpala, you're all used up. And
Yeah.
then D Rose, I think he should just retire. Like what? I
He
mean,
actually had a decent year last year though.
I think
So
he's just getting
He
old,
did.
man. But I did like his passion last year. But I think he's long in the tooth. But if
Yeah,
people are
he
gonna,
is long in the tooth. 15-year veteran. My gosh.
yeah, but if people are gonna pay him money, I can't blame him for taking it. And yeah,
3 million per year, 6 million total, 2 years.
I'd take that right now. I would take that deal. I would just hobble around my old bald ass right out on the court. I'll just be like, fuck it. I'll just run up and down and not produce a thing. I have no reason to be on a basketball court. like, you ever see like an NBA player and you're just like, golly, that's a ridiculously
I
oversized
know.
man, you know?
As far as Patrick Nemeth is concerned, he didn't produce much last year, just 1 goal and 9 assists in 74 games with the Colorado Avalanche last year. He was with the Avalanche the last 2 years after 5 years with the Dallas Stars. Patrick Nemeth, I heard from the score on an upside, he can uh, suppress scoring chances for a team that he plays on. He doesn't necessarily produce much
Yeah.
himself, but he helps his team out.
He's a great defenseman for
Yep, better than Jonathan Erickson, I heard on
yeah.
Twitter
Mm-hmm.
with
Hold
my
on.
followers.
Hold on, I got this golf club in the background that I got to get rid of. Hold on one second. Let's see it.
I don't know if I call him $3 million a year worthy, though. The only thing. I think they overpaid for that, but I mean,
golf club. Look at that.
golf club.
Sorry, I had
Yeah,
to
Nemeth
I had to
is also
regrip
2
my
years.
golf clubs to play golf with my dad, and then we were playing, and it got too hot, and we had to stop playing. My dad's very old. He's he's suffering from dementia. It kind of sucks. I hate to bring the whole mood of the dumpster fire down.
Like an ancient dinosaur fossil.
No, he's not like Corey Perry. He's just it's very interesting to try to communicate with my dad. He's definitely not the same person anymore.
Yeah, Corey Perry's really long in the tooth. Speaking of
Yeah.
which,
Yeah.
been on the NHL for almost 15 years.
The
Around 15 years now.
Yeah, the Stars thought he was worth 1.5 million. So
It's gonna be weird seeing him in a Stars uniform. I'm not gonna lie about that.
yeah,
No, that's poor veterans money right there.
it was a curious signing. I thought he was dead. I thought he had literally died, but he's playing another year, and that's a very insensitive remark. Considering that I see a lot of you in the chat have said R.I.P. to I believe it's Taylor or Tyler.
Tyler Skaggs.
It's
Yeah.
Taylor.
Taylor Skaggs.
Taylor Swift. That's a homophobic remark.
What?
Bruce and Cabby on this. Never mind. But anybody who calls a guy named Taylor Swift is a homophobe.
Oh, you didn't say Swift though. Nobody said Swift. They said
No,
Skaggs.
good.
Oh, but
Skaggs?
yeah.
Oh,
So
like Tyler Skaggs.
yes.
No, it's not me. I'm not dead. I'm
Oh.
not. I used to play baseball in high school. But that's been it. I never played in college, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I played baseball in high school. I was decent, but so we lost a good pitcher, a good young pitcher, an active pitcher as well. And
I used to be a pitcher too. But
yeah.
that's terrible news.
Yeah, it's scary to think that there's no suspicion of foul play. He was found simply dead in his hotel room, and it's shades of Daryl Kyle, and it's an awful story. It's just, when your number's up, your number's up. So, RIP to the Skaggs family, and I believe he was a Cardinal, right? So,
yeah, he was a Los Angeles Angel of Anaheim.
no, I'm
actually.
sorry. Gosh, I saw the red uniform. I'm trying to put together. Yeah, it could be heart problems. It could have been a lot of things. Who knows? I don't want to speculate as to what happened. Yeah, I know he was an angel, dude. Tyler Skaggs. I'm trying to get to the Snapchats and I can't speak.
A lot of people have called me Tyler in person over the years, and I got aggravated.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. A lot of people call me Alan a lot, and I'm just like, it's Adam. Do I not say Adam clearly enough? But that's what happens. All right. There was obviously a lot of moves that happened over the weekend that we can talk about, but we're seeing probably in the Snapper chats that they'll be discussed. So we should probably get on the Snapper chats so that we're not here all night. And
the super chats. Yep.
Yep.
There are a lot of them
Yep.
every week.
And I'm sure people want breakdowns on all of these trades and moves. And before we get into that, though, before we do that, I know it's been 10 minutes, but I do have to talk about the Knicks. All right. So,
Oh God.
Yeah, people have been comparing them to the Mets like lots of times.
No, the
over
Mets.
time.
The Mets are not as bad
Nope.
as the Knicks. So here, let me show
No.
you what the Knicks
The Mets
did.
have slightly improved. Yeah.
Here are the Knicks.
Yeah. The
right?
Knicks terrible. Yep.
I'm a batter, and I'm looking at a pitch coming in. I'm just, whoa, I didn't hit anything. All right. So there goes Kyrie Irving right by me. All right, I'm going to step back up to the plate. Oh shit! There goes Kevin Durant. He just went right by me. Okay. All right. Where's
To the
Zion
Nets.
Williamson? Yep. Where's Zion? Where's Zion? Oh, look at that! I'm just struck out. The entire offseason has been just L's for the Knicks. Just double L, 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 L. And then you wake up and then you realize that James Dolan is the owner and nothing's going to change. And it makes you think that nobody came to the Knicks because that asshole owns the team, right? Like they're just like, this is a dysfunctional organization. Look at what happened to me. If I play my heart out for them and I retire as one of the most beloved players in franchise history, and I'm not allowed to go back to Knicks games. I'm referring to Charles Oakley here, who was critical of the team. What does that make me think of the organization, right? Like if I'm Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving or an active Knick, I'm just like, this place is a joke. And that's why nobody wants to go there. Now, I understand that Zion wanted to go there because he's young and impressionable, and he doesn't know that James Dolan is a freaking idiot. But that's what we have now, is just a complete dumpster fire. And then they go out and sign these random free agents just as what? Like they could wait for more free agents, but they're just eating up cap with these horrible deals. And it shows back to the cluelessness of the entire organization. And yeah, it's sad. That's all I have to say. That is my rant, and it's going to be a long 25 years before they're ever fucking good again. So
yeah,
I'll probably
professional sports teams don't shut down. That's what Jeff Moss at the Detroit Sports Rag told me during one of my live broadcasts yesterday on Periscope at Michigan_Truth. They're not a Burger King in Herring, Michigan.
Right. Well, I mean, some of them do, like the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. You know, like they're going to shut down.
When the Montreal Expos shut down and then moved to Washington to become the Nationals.
Yeah, I think what they did was the Tampa Bay is going to move up to Montreal, and then just like a retiree, just move down to Florida in the summertime. Just like, all right, let's go when the weather's nice. We don't have our job up in Montreal, and then when it's bad again, they'll go back to Montreal.
Yeah, but Moss told me that when I was predicting in my crystal ball that the Tigers were going to be shut down by Chris Ilitch if he doesn't do anything with that train wreck modern tragedy in Detroit. Thank you, Urinating Tree. I needed that one.
Yeah, they're not doing anything with that team. But hey, let's get into the snapper chats. Tree, I'll start, and then we'll switch on and off, and then we'll just get into it. You got it?
Worst piece of metal 1989, huh?
Where's Tree? Is he taking?
I'm right here.
Oh, okay.
I'm right here.
All right.
I'm
just
still there.
Making sure you're alive. These Snapchats are coming in fast, just like your stream today. Jesus.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Beast of Metal, 1989 for $5. Allow me to offer profuse apologies for tempting faith with that super chat on your solo stream, Schlosser. If empty eye sockets could shed tears. So recap me. I was at the passport office this morning.
Well, what happened was he had sent a large chat, and he said, I have to be at work. I'll be back for the terrible signings, and now JR has gone completely senile and doesn't know. I mean, we knew he was going to do something stupid. My prediction was going to be Wayne Simmons for $4.5 million for 4 years. And what ended up happening was Brandon Tanev.
Yeah. Nice consolation prize for losing Kess right there,
I know, right? We freed up cap space with the Mott and Kessel deals, and then pissed it away by massively overpaying a bottom six forward. It's beautiful.
So Simmons, is he still on the block? Or is he?
No, he's signed with New Jersey, 1 year, $5 million.
Oh my gosh, New Jersey all of a sudden looks very tough right now.
Yeah,
They're
I mean, the Metro in general looks tough.
They're trying to pull a Cleveland Browns is what New Jersey's trying to do with all that. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting. But your stream today was awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I said, like, that's why I did it, because there were some insane contracts being handed out.
Yep.
Yeah, you pointed out that there were large, expensive contracts that could lead to a lockout.
Well, it's because, I mean, you have a lot of situations with the cap, and let's put it this way, cap prices kept going up and the cap went down. It's an economics thing.
Yikes.
I don't know what they quibble over this time. I think
probably soft cap, luxury tax. I would probably say new CBAs, restricted free agent time limits, contract lengths. I think people are getting tired of giving out 8-year contracts.
Yeah, but
there were quite a few times.
There were
quite a few times where a few of the NHL. There are quite a few NHL teams that didn't even pay attention or care about the cap.
Yeah, I mean,
you have a floor though, so you have to spend something.
Right? Yeah, the NHL they have that
too much.
Yeah, they have that hard cap, so they figure out clever ways to get rid of it. But the Golden Knights are probably up against it the most right now this offseason. They're gonna have to start dumping salary at some point.
Yeah, they already are. They traded Eric Holla and Colin Miller, and they're gonna have to keep going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Rangers had to do some clever maneuvering last year to get under the cap. That's why they dumped a lot of, popular players before the season started.
But today's only the first day of NHL free agency.
Yeah, Vegas Golden Knight. Vegas don't give a damn about the cap. That's right.
Right.
Yeah, but I think most of the moves have happened. So it's not like there's anything left other than who's big that's still out there. Everybody's done, and I haven't even talked about Panarin yet, but we're not gonna until somebody mentions it in Snapchat. I think I see it down there. But anyways.
Yeah, but the Wings can buy out Eriksson like next year, just to replace him with Patrick Nemeth. But for this upcoming year, I was talking about next season, but this upcoming regular NHL season, Nemeth and Eriksson are going to have to work together as parts of a roster.
Yeah, it's still kind of, you guys are still in flux of just not ready to
what
win.
could Yzerman do?
Actually, Eriksson only has one more year left. So, I mean, once you're done with that, I mean, Green's gone, Eriksson's gone, Daly's gone. So there's a few bad ones out of the day. Do you think they re-sign like Cronwall just as like a placeholder for like a
he
mill?
Should retire.
Yeah,
that's also possible. I mean, I don't think it'd feel weird not seeing him in a Red Wings jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is possible, like you pointed out, Thomas Vanek should be considered for retirement as well. That's what some of the Athletic Detroit writers, like Max Boltman and stuff, have pointed out. There's a possible retirement or a possible 1 year last year contract for Vanek, for example.
All right, we got to get going on these snapper chats. It's already 18 minutes in the show, and we're only on the second one.
Probably all I have to get off my chest.
Well, there's one that's up your alley from Jared Froman. Patrick Nemeth signs a 2-year deal with the Wings. Any thoughts?
Oh, you skipped the first one.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, on how chaotic has free agency been so far? Also, Valtteri Filppula and Calvin Pickard signed 2-year deals with the Wings. Thoughts? Also, Pickard. They're both the same guy. Jared Froman.
Oh, yes, the Sausage King of Chicago, by the way. What do you think? Well, we already talked about Nemeth a little bit, but Pickard we didn't talk about at all. What does Pickard play?
Goalie.
Oh, okay. So is Jimmy Howard dead? Is that what happened?
No, he's back for a year.
Okay. Doesn't he take up a lot of...
1-year extension, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a really good year last year. I think I'm fine with him as just like a stopgap option.
Oh.
Yeah, not terrible, to be honest with you. Not very terrible. It still could have been better if the Wings wanted to win.
Yeah, he's got one left at a $4 million cap hit. So, yeah. I mean, he's not like elite, but he is good. You know?
No, he was never elite. He was good, but he was never elite.
Yep.
From the
So,
get-go.
is Jared Froman one of your screen names, Taylor? I'm just messing with you. Those are 2 Detroit softball questions for you right off the bat. I'm just messing with you.
No, it's okay.
Paul Feinstein, loyal Snapper chatter, and I see a big Snapchat down at the bottom. Tree, what do you think of all the Isles signings? Oh boy. FPV, screw the Rags for stealing the Panarin. Dolan screwed my dad twice in less than 24 hours. He's a New York Knicks fan. Ooh.
That sounds like James Dolan's situation there. Panarin was offered more money by both the Isles and the Blue Jackets. I think the Blue Jackets were offering 13.
He wanted to be a Ranger. He wanted
the big city life. He wanted to be a big city.
So the Isles lose. They let Robert Lehner walk, even though he basically pulled Tavares and said, "Hey, I really want to negotiate. I'm really focusing on coming back." Though Tavares really didn't say that. I'm just being facetious. But he ends up walking, and the Isles, they did keep Anders Lee, which is good. And then I think they got a couple.
They slightly overpaid him, but the 7 years is a little steep. They also got Semyon Varlamov.
Yeah.
To replace Lehner, 5 years at $4 million, or 4 years at $5 million. And Lehner got 1 year, 5 for Chicago, which is a really interesting deal.
Yeah, I'm not bad. I'm not upset with that. I mean, they lose Lehner, who did well in the playoffs, but Varlamov is not a bad consolation prize. Would you agree? You know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to overlook the fact that Panarin is a Ranger. And to me, that kind of signals that the rebuild is over, but now the disappointment begins because they're going to go out and they're going to win like 45 games next year and be a first-round playoff exit. But again, if you just make it into the playoffs, you have a chance, a.k.a. the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Kind of like the Pistons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting demoralized by the Bucks.
Yeah, they didn't have a chance. That's what people. I was listening to a show the other day, and they're like, "Tanking's dead in the NBA." I'm like, "Yeah, well, tanking would have helped the Pistons. You know, it obviously helped the Lakers too, because now
that's what I pointed out last week when I was doing a primetime episode on my own, which I perfected all by myself for an hour long.
Yeah, nice.
It was my biggest accomplishment yet, but this was not just for me. It was for all of the fans out there that care about the teams that they follow and love. Although they're bad, they still love them. They're not gonna let them go. They're not gonna give up on them, no matter what. But there are a lot of slappies out there in Detroit.
Yeah, there's a lot of bandwagoners in every fan base, but I've threatened to auction my Knick fandom a couple times, which should be justifiable, by the way. All right, Tree, you got the next one.
That I do, sir. That is from Mr. Beast of Metal 1989 for $10. Breaking Alex Bowman, once best known for being fired by 35th place team at owner points, scores first career NASCAR Series victory in dramatic fashion. Opinion: a long time coming and well deserved. It's a feel-good story.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of underrated drivers are winning lately. I think, what is it, on the Truck Series? The guy that won the whole damn series didn't even have a logo on his hood. I forget what that kid's name is. I've been very forgetful today. I think it's I might have done too much stuff this weekend, But I've not been sharp today with the memory department. That's what happens when you get fucking old.
I've had a long day too. Streaming, bitching about stuff, and a couple other things to take care of. It happened.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate Taylor coming on. All right, we got the big one here for $25 whole dollars. Josh Bush, a.k.a. NASCAR driver. He lost barely to Alex Bowman at the race here. I think Kessel-Galchenyuk trade was pretty even, but Tanev better not be another Jack Johnson. Ooh.
My issue is that I didn't mind the Kessel trade. I didn't think he was as much of a cancer as a lot of people let on, but he was more of a ghost last year. I know he put up a point per game, but he didn't really show up anywhere else. Most of his points were on the power play, and it was mostly in secondary assists. Like, his shot really wasn't there. He had a down year.
He showed up at the buffet. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
He wasn't really a buffet. The key is, like, apparently he had a gambling problem. That's the thing they're going on about.
Phil Kessel has a gambling problem. Man, I don't know. I like what Arizona's doing, though. They get rid of, I mean, they bring in Phil Kessel. They were only a couple games away from the playoffs last year.
Galchenyuk is always like a frustrating character because you think he can do better than what he does. Pierre-Olivier Joseph was like the guy I think they really wanted, prospect to help bolster the ranks. And then you free up that cap space and Olimata, and then you go sign Brendan Tanev, and now you have a glut of forwards, and you're probably going to get rid of one or two of them now. Because here's the issue now. Pens only have $1.5 million in cap space left, and they need to sign 3 RFAs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Teddy Bluger, Zach Aston Reese, and Marcus Pettersson. So you'd be lucky to sign one.
Yeah, it's pretty ugly, and you know what?
They're fucked.
That's what happens in hockey, though. Your window opens, you either win, and the Pittsburgh Penguins did. They won back-to-back cups, and now the window's slamming shut on their fingers like a Looney Tunes cartoon, and it's sad, but you're gonna have to get used to sucking for the next.
It slams shut on them hard.
Yeah.
But the problem is they're going to pretend it's still open.
Well, the Blackhawks did the same thing, right? Like, they tried to pretend hard as shit, bringing back
they still are, man. I mean, they brought back Andrew Shaw.
Right. Well, I was just going to say that one. Andrew Shaw, Teravainen, like all these players that they had to lose.
They're probably going to bring back Nicholas Hjalmarsson in there.
They should bring what's his name? What's the handsome guy's name from that's now an announcer on NHL? Patrick Sharp. Yeah, bring him back.
They did.
Right. No,
force him back in 2018.
Force him back out of retirement, though. Just be like, all right, man. Look, you and your blue eyes can join. That's weird that I know how the color of his eyes, but
kind of like Daniel Alfredson.
Yep. All right, Josh Bush, aka NASCAR driver, RIP Tyler Skaggs. Thank you for acknowledging that. Yeah, it's just a terrible story that would happen right there. But we'll find out more in the next coming days. Exactly what happened, but it could have been hard. Probably, we don't want to speculate anything that we don't know about. So. Yeah, Marian Hossa. All right. You got this next one, Tree.
Hold on 1 second here.
I'm paying my electric bill.
Trey Magathon for $5. Robin Lehner to the Blackhawks because Lou doesn't know what patience is. Talk about not giving a damn about your players. I feel bad for Isles fans.
Yeah. I think though, in this day and age, it's kind of like buying a house. Like, you shouldn't get emotionally attached to a house. It's just a thing, right? Like, Robin Lehner is just a goalie, and yeah, I mean that you have to be sort of an emotionless cyborg now when it comes to being a fan of an NHL team, because look at how different both the Rangers, Red Wings, and Penguins rosters are from just 2 years ago. So
JR got senile after that cup win.
Right.
Houses are very expensive.
Yeah, that's true. But so are goalies. But you got Varlamov, like you shouldn't. Yeah, I know Vegas Golden Knights. You're attached to Ryan Reeves. I like that guy too. Off the ice. All right, lurking out there. Took until halfway through the show before we mentioned this. For $5, enjoying Bobby Bonilla Day before Chris Davis Day becomes a thing. Best thoughts to Tyler Skaggs' family. So it is an enormous. I tried explaining Bobby Bonilla Day to my 14-year-old son, and he was like, "That sounds like the dumbest thing ever." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, they didn't want to pay him then, so now they pay him until all of eternity, and that's how it works." All right. Let's keep it moving.
Lurking out there for $5. You take care of that one?
Yeah, I got through that one.
Eli Arbaiza for $2 at 5 points critiquing all AHL arenas.
Ooh.
The same.
I'm gonna run out of stadiums eventually, but not right now. I've got actually the next one is Japanese baseball stadiums. I'm really excited for that.
That's
one.
an interesting one.
Yeah,
That's a really interesting one.
yeah. I think that one will eat. And then I'm gonna do UEFA Class 4 stadiums. Those are, dude. Oh man, there's so many amazing stadiums in UEFA Class 4, like retractable roofs, like all that. And then I might do Korean baseball stadiums, La Liga, Premier League. Like by the time I get to the AHL, I'm definitely doing NCAA basketball arenas too. But
Breslin Center.
Yeah, but I don't know how to
Chrysler
divide that up. I don't want to do another 100 fucking stadium video that takes 35 minutes because, takes a while. Takes a while to get through that. Uncultured.
AHL, the Grand Rapids Griffins.
Oh, yeah? Is it a nice stadium? There might be some real dumps
Yeah, I've been
in
there
there,
a few
though.
times with my cousin Ed Bessemer over near Grand Rapids.
I do like, if there's like some shitty junior hockey league with horrible barns, like I might do that as like a April Fool's Day type thing.
Next year, kind of.
Yeah. All right, Uncultured Barbarian for $5. I think it would be great if the first time that Daniel Jones runs onto the field in the preseason, the Giants fans start singing the derp song.
Yep.
Oh.
As always.
Then we would know that Tree is now mainstream if that happens. If people are singing the derp song together in unity at Daniel Jones, then that means that Tree has made it, I would think.
Do they memorize exactly how it goes?
It's what? Tree, you can sing the derp song, right?
Or play it.
Oh, we can just play it. It's not copyrighted. Hold on.
Nope. Probably
derp
not.
Song.
Sorry about that, boys.
It's all right. Were you taking a dump? Oh, derp song for 10 hours.
Derp song for 10 hours. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Uncultured Barbarian. That's
derpity derp. So you guys can't hear that I'm playing it, but
you can hear it on the screen. That's definitely fine by me. While you do that, I'll take on Jared Brussels for $5. So what do you think will happen with Pickard now that he's in Detroit? Do you think Howard will be traded? Taylor, what do you think, my man?
Well, only the 1 year with Howard. It's possible. Just 1 year for Jimmy Coward. I know Howard's had a decent year last year, but before then he was a coward, not doing as well.
Oh, come on, he's not Hal Gill level bad. Come on.
No.
I mean,
he's not,
dude.
No, he's not terrible, but he's just not good. He's just not good enough. I mean, he's made the playoffs a few times, but then they took him down with them.
Yeah, I think those playoffs when he made it, it was too early for him. He wasn't mature enough to handle that, and then you know, I think he lost his net.
That's the reason why I came up with that nickname.
Yeah. And then he lost his net to Mrazek, and then I think they made the wrong move there with Mrazek really proving that he can play with the
Peter Mrazek. Yeah.
So
Mrazek makes tremendous saves, more tremendous saves than Howard can lifetime.
Yeah, but I think Howard's at the end of his deal, so it could be serendipitous. All right, the Squid for 2 bones. Brandon Tanev for 6 years at $3.5 million. Type F, and let's play the derp song for that.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's. I want to die.
6 years at 3.5 annual.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't he? Wait, he's not. Where did he come from? Vancouver?
Winnipeg. Chris Tanev plays for Vancouver.
There's too many Tanevs in the league. So, sorry. I messed that up.
Yeah, when I first heard Pens get Tanev, I was like, they're getting Chris Tanev?
And you're like, the wrong one.
Brandon Tanev.
Oh, shit.
Because Brandon Tanev has had one good year. He has 50 total points in the NHL.
Hey.
Let me look up Brandon Tanev. Because there's nothing wrong with how he plays, probably. I think he's probably a decent player. Well, but the problem is that he's a bottom sixer, and you're paying him like a second liner.
Yeah,
Brandon
sucks.
Tanev has only had one season above 10 goals, and this was this past season. 14 goals, 29 points in 80 games. The year before, 18 points, 8 goals in 61 games.
What's his Corsi and his Fenwick? Come on.
That's the only 10 plus goal season for Tanev. I heard you going crazy.
He's a 27-year-old.
Yeah, he's on the
we
back
signed
end.
that to $3.5 million.
Yeah. Well, you get his peak now, 27 to age 30, and then he dies. So it's
he's apparently like a physical player. Like he plays the body a lot, and it's like that does not age well.
No, it's like an old porn star, just doesn't age well. James Amadei, this was said earlier. Rest in peace, Tyler Skaggs. Too young. Agree.
Yeah, I agree, man. That's sad.
Yeah,
way too young.
Yeah. Hopefully, well, anyways. All right.
It's rough.
Yeah. You got the next one, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. Beast of Metal, 1989. This one for you, Mr. 5 Points. The Knicks are the only prototype of the Game Station Turbo Extreme, and Dolan is a tech-inept beast boy brought into focus tested. Total destruction.
So that's in reference to a tweet that I made earlier. Like, you ever go into CVS and you see like that cheap little like Game Station or Play box? You know, it has like 16 games and it's like in 16-bit graphics, and it comes with 2 controllers. And I used to always walk by those and think about some parent that can only afford that like $50 game system, and the kid's like, but I wanted a Switch, Daddy. And they're like, I got you the game box, like that's all I can afford. And I felt, and I always feel kind of sad, and then I start thinking about how I'm a Knicks fan, and that's how they make me feel this entire offseason. Like, they just completely whiffed on every pick possible. And I know that I'm making a terrible extended metaphor over, a poor man and his family, trying to do the best for his family, and James Dolan, who's a billionaire, fucking up my Knicks. But that's how I feel. Okay? Don't tell me how to feel. That's all I have to say. Connor Thompson, FPV. What is more Met or more Nick of sports fall? Oh, the Knicks are the most Nick of. The Knicks are more Nick than the Mets are Mets. Wouldn't you say that?
Perhaps. Touching on that last part, it's kind of about controlling how other people feel. It's kind of like people telling me to be positive. I tell them to shut the hell up.
Oh,
yeah. There's no, you never tell someone to be positive. That's like telling your wife or girlfriend to calm down. It doesn't work.
No.
It's not. Shit.
It's not. There are a lot of problems out there in life, and there are a lot of slappies out there. Like I told you earlier.
Yep. I think this is a new one here. Tree.
Oh yeah. Aaron Sherwood for 5. Want to hear a joke? The Knicks having a super team or a team in general? Oh, so we're getting into Ottawa Senators territory.
Listen, man, we had a super team. We had Kristaps, we had Joakim Noah, and D Rose. Like, if that's not a super team, I don't know what is. So
no, you had Amari Stoudemire and
Jeremy Lin,
Carmelo, and Jeremy Lin.
Yeah, and Jeremy Lin. And they won a bunch of games when Carmelo was hurt. That's how that works. Yeah. All right. Where are we here now? It moved. Okay. Sports Talk Coner. Is that Connor or Coner? I like
Connor.
Yeah. $4.99. Can we get Sports Talk Barry, EDP 445, Coach Letterman, and me on the stream? Different times, of course. I don't know, Coner. Are you any good at talking shit? Sports Talk Barry, I would contact him at Twitter, but he keeps getting suspended every time. EDP, I've asked a million times, doesn't matter. Coach Letterman, I don't know if I've heard of him, but I think you guys have mentioned him before. And then Sports
Coach Talk Letterman, yeah, he does some stuff.
And then Sports Talk Connor, man, send me a demo tape. We'll see how it works. All right. Keep her moving. We're going to be here all fucking night because I see there's so many chats. But, hey, I don't mind. This is the way we make a living, right?
Oh yeah, we whore ourselves out.
We do.
That's the life, my friend.
We gotta do a show where we decide like what I will do for a $200 Snapchat. We've already decided that male romper is in that tier. So we got to think of other things though to add with that, and then maybe create a poll until we can entice someone to do a $200 super chat. I don't know. Maybe I'm not gonna auction off my fandom for the Knicks for $200, but maybe 250. I don't know. Anyway, you got this next one.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. This is from Sam Stankovitz for $5. Of course, when CBJ gets an identity, it decides to take less money anywhere else. Wasn't surprised, I guess. Now that even the Cleveland rebuilds move south. I mean, you at least got something in Gustav Nyquist. It's nothing, but I mean, $13 million for Panarin would have been ridiculous.
Yeah.
Nyquist was expensive.
Yeah, I mean, they were going to pay him. They were going to pay him more than Connor McDavid. He was going to be the highest paid forward in hockey.
Yeah, but Yzerman was too smart to pay that much.
Yeah. Columbus, they went all in, and that's what happens when you shove in and your number doesn't come up. You crap out, and that's what happened. So you lose Panarin. Bob goes to Florida. You're just fucked. You're fucked.
And Duchesne to Nashville.
It's Connor. That's right. It's Sports Talk Connor. Yeah, Duchesne went to Nashville. Like, what the fuck is just going on? Like, there's no loyalty. No one was, other than, in the NBA, Klay Thompson going back to the Warriors. Everyone else was like, fuck this, I'm out. Like,
they're throwing money around, man. You're going to go where the money is.
It's true. No good agent is going to let you just, unless you're Klay Thompson and you got fucked out of being a Supermax deal and you want to win more championships. You know what? I wouldn't be upset if Kawhi went to Golden State. I think I would find that hilarious, but it's not going to happen. He's going to be a Laker. Which is going to make me mad. All right. Kirk Coble. Is that Coble or Cable? Could be Cable, but I think it's Coble. I was listening to Tree's stream earlier while driving, and he said Anders Lee had signed for $8.5 million in Vancouver, and I nearly crashed when I heard that. Thank Christ that wasn't true. So you could have killed a man today.
I know. I thought I heard that. I'm like, what the hell?
Was that a rumor?
Yeah, it was a rumor. Like, there were rumors like linking him for like 8.5 or 9 mil.
It's probably his agent spreading disinformation.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, he got back to the Isles for not a ridiculous rate. I mean, it's a little steep, but it's not bad.
Not bad at all.
No.
So, yeah, Anders Lee, they retained their captain. Like, I guess that's one case of loyalty, but they probably overpaid for him, and that's why they were like, all right, we'll let Lehner walk because we're gonna get Varlamov. So,
not the only overpaid.
Oh, there's plenty of overpaid people. I don't think the Rangers overpaid for Panarin. They got him in his prime.
No.
So he's I thought that was a pretty fair deal. But yeah, Anders Lee might be getting a little too many fat checks. But also a lot of people panned the Duchesne deal, but it was 8 years. So
I'm not even panning the Duchesne deal. I think it's a very odd fit.
Yeah, it's true.
Emashul's issue, it wasn't they needed a big gun. Their issue is in coaching.
Was it 81 million?
Their power play
really
was
expensive.
very stale.
Yeah.
It's 8 mil for 7 years.
Yeah, it's 56 million total. I think.
56 million, but it's still expensive.
I think somebody else offered him 5 for 50, and he didn't. He turned it down. I think
it's not. It's definitely not Yzerman. Nope.
No, I don't. He's too smart for that. He's just waiting.
Definitely too smart. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anime Holoctop. That's the next one. But good.
Mm-hmm. That's not good. It's not good at all. Anime Holoctop €5 might be unpopular opinion. Bob deserved his contract. They had to get him no matter the cost. Goalie was the positions Panthers had to address in free agency. But is he really worth $10 million? And they just drafted a goalie in the first round.
Hey, if they're gonna keep that franchise in South Florida, they need to win some games next year. Like, no bullshit. They need to make the playoffs, and if they had to overpay for Bob, then fuck it, because they're basically shoving in all in for next year. Because
they have to do something, or else people are going to lose their jobs.
Yeah, they're gonna shut that team down, which Taylor says doesn't happen, but they're gonna move it. They're gonna threaten to have it split time between Quebec City and Sunnyside.
Yep,
that's what's
I
gonna
give
happen.
Moss credit for telling me that baseball teams don't get shut down.
They don't. Joseph Snurk gave us $1. That'll end up in a stripper's G-string. All right, probably in Toronto. But we don't go to strip clubs. We don't do that. I'm going to say your neighbor who has a New York Giants avatar, your friendly neighborhood Smark for $5. Let's be honest. This is nothing us Knicks fans aren't used to. LOL. We will never be relevant until Dolan sells the team. Yeah, it's unfortunate that you're right. I was just thinking about that today. The last time the Knicks won a championship, there was an active conflict in Vietnam. Like,
the last time they were competitive, his dad was running the team.
Yeah.
Oh,
the Knicks
was he ever?
Yeah.
By the way, this baseball team thing, that was because Justin Spiro replied to a tweet of mine that he spoke with Chris Ilitch and about his ownership contract, and it says it doesn't expire, which made me kind of worry. Like,
well, it doesn't.
Bad.
That's kind of how ownership works, like he owns the team. Yeah. His name's on the deed, man, and until he dies. They can
sell it anytime they want to, or they can keep it forever and just run it to the ground, not do anything, and still be stuck in Detroit.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a lot of assets.
Give Spiro credit that one too.
Yeah.
Follow him on Twitter at Darko State News.
I'll check him out for sure.
Spiro Avenue podcast.
But Kevin Michael Von Magnum for $5. James Dolan doesn't care about his teams. He just wants the MSG brand. That's not even the MSG brand. He just wants to play shitty house music in front at MSG.
That's all he wants. His shitty jazz band. He wants to hold a concert at.
Yeah, but then it'll open for the Eagles and a bunch of high-profile bands because it's James Dolan.
But he sounds terrible. His band, like he's so clueless. Like that, it makes you wonder about his mental ill, like whether he's mentally ill, that he just doesn't understand. Like he's one of those people that auditions like on American Idol and gets shown the door and then is like, "Ah, man, I just wasn't hitting my marks that day," Like no, he just sucks, man.
He's just trying to chase a dream because he has a shitload of money and gives no fucks.
He should just do that full time.
And he just he's paying probably a bunch of professional guys just to do shit.
Mm-hmm. Who was the publisher that? In the movie Citizen Kane, right? The main guy's wife is a terrible actress, but she still lands all these big roles because Kane keeps buying them for her. That's James Dolan and his band, and that's a really old reference for you kids out there. All right, I'm hitting the derp song because we're talking about Dolan. Bailey Leisure for $1.99. Sell the team Dolan and sell the team Sarver. All right, that does bring down a question. Who's worse, Dolan or Sarver?
By the way, nice Mets 2019 video too.
Thanks, man. Like I was getting worried I wasn't going to be able to finish it. Things got a little tight.
Yeah. You need to clear some
anyway.
space. You need to
never.
You need to delete some porn from your laptop.
It's not even the porn. It's just I had a lot of stuff to take care of. There were some things I had to do.
Uh-huh.
That's easy to take care of.
Porn? Yeah. Easy. Uh-huh.
Always is.
Don't want to get into that stuff. That'll be too stressing to me.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. But anime holotops for $5. And my answer is I would say Dolan.
Dolan's worse than Sarver. Sarver's
pretty shit, but
I think
He's
he
just
cares. Right. But you don't hear about Sarver doing petty shit, maybe because he doesn't have 20 beat reporters on his ass. But at the same time, you don't see film of him telling a fan that he can never come back because he told him to sell the team. So.
Well, he gets yelled at by 80-year-old women at city council.
Oh, yeah. That was funny.
Anime Holic tops for $5 or €5. Panther did what they had to do. Failing to get Bob was the one thing Panthers couldn't afford. I was confused by your reaction in your stream. My issue is they paid too much. Get him. And they paid a lot even for I knew they were going to get Bobrovsky. I was thinking probably like 8.5, 9, not 10.
Well,
and they have some contracts that are coming up that are going to be needed. They might have some issues when Spencer Knight comes up.
Yeah, it sounds.
Because they have a no movement clause.
All the rumors about Bob and Panarin coming to Florida sounded really juicy, and then all they got was Bob, and they overpaid for him. But like I said before,
and they paid a shitload for Anton Strowman, $5.5 for a guy in his early 30s. Jesus God,
Strowman's got some minutes left in him, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not at his best anymore.
No. When he was at his best, the year when he was a Ranger and then a Lightning, man, he's almost the reason why Corsi was invented, you know, because he was so good at taking pucks away, you know, like he's an analytical dream when he was at his peak. Trigger warning for $1.99. Urinating Tree Minecraft Let's Play equals world peace.
Oh no Minecraft Let's Play ever. Sorry.
Come on, man.
Nope.
We could learn how to play Minecraft, dude. Like, what are you doing?
I'm playing Minecraft.
Get out.
It's my thing.
My kid wants to play Minecraft. Come on, Dodge. Let him on the stream. So that's what happens when you have children. They just bust into your stream and yell Minecraft.
Yeah. Stupid 13-year-old kids.
Yep.
They just fuck up the entire show.
That's right.
Oh, don't worry. We've had worse happen.
Oh, no.
Significantly worse happen.
No, the night where my son tried to do the dryer knob with basically the clipper, like
oh yeah,
clipper.
that was like a high water comedy moment for this screen.
I don't understand how the kid looks at something with a sharp end, like nail clippers, and thinks that should go on over the knob and that he would turn that. Like, they make pliers with blunt ends. Like, you young children don't even know what tools are. You just think that shit happens on its own, right?
The Chicago Cubs suck. They're losing to the Pirates 15-5 in the
Oh my God. Hunzi's there. Hunziger's there. He's watching them play.
I'm laughing my ass off. The Cubs are terrible this year.
Yeah.
The entire NL Central's a shit show.
The NL Comedy Central.
Pretty much. It used to be 4 years ago, it was the deepest division in baseball. Now it's probably the worst.
Might
be worse than the AL Central.
Chris Bryant's been hurt.
But it doesn't have that top end ability. Their pitching's been bad.
They're in first place, only 6 games over 500, and the Brewers are right behind them.
Yeah, Brewers are beating the Reds right now, so they're probably going to lose their spot.
We're going to get a new
Pirates are 5 games back. They shouldn't even be in this conversation. They're 4 games under 500.
I know. And they're in striking distance of an NL Central crown, and they are terrible.
The Reds are 5.5 back, I think.
Oh,
what's gonna happen with Joey Votto?
So I don't know, man. I mean, the Pirates and Reds shouldn't even be in this division conversation.
Yeah.
They're still have a hope and a prayer. That's hilarious.
Yep.
Reds are a sleeper team.
Yeah, but they can't really get it together. It's weird because
well, the NL,
the Reds they got pitching and now they're hitting struggling.
The NL seems like the Dodgers and everyone else, though.
Yeah, it is. Really a lot of teams have just face planted. It's bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, you got this WW William Weiss.
Yep, William Weiss for $5. Blackhawks got Lehner. What does that mean for them? Rangers overpaid for Breadman. Hasn't done anything since he left Chicago and Kane. I disagree with that. Breadman's done a lot in Columbus. He's been an impact player.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not $12 million a year. He's not that. I think they overpaid him, but I think he's more like a $9 mil player.
I tell you though, in the Caps series before and in the series against the Lightning, he can just single-handedly take over games, and that's what they're paying him for.
Oh yeah, he's an impact player.
Yeah, every shift that he's on the ice, he is fucking dangerous, and I like the deal. I maybe in 2 years if it doesn't pan out, yeah, but I think he's going to be very productive. They've got him in his peak, and he's a very experienced, smart, and just elite player. So he was the best free agent out there.
Plop him next to Zibanejad and just let the magic happen.
Right, and then maybe you throw Buchnevich on that left on the left side. Get two righties going. A three righty line. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Buchnevich drops down to another slot. But I like what they did, and they're probably gonna move Kreider, who I love, but which sucks. But that comes down to losing a player that you like. But who knows? The Rangers should be 500 next year, not as bad as last year.
I could see them being a playoff team possibly if they get the goaltending.
Yeah,
close to it.
And how NHL ready is Capo? Like, you could throw Capo on the line with Panarin. You never know. Sometimes rookies play on that first line. Connor McDavid certainly did, but we're not saying that Caco's Connor McDavid, but we'll get there. Eli Arbaiza for $2. Thoughts on Caps offseason moves? Boy, it's been real quiet for them, huh?
They've done a couple things. They haven't really been crazy good.
Mm-hmm. They don't have much flexibility, do they?
Yeah, I mean, they traded Niskanen for Radko Gudas. They signed Garnet Hathaway. They re-signed Carl Hagelin. So they mainly got role players. They themselves tougher.
Did they ship Burakovsky? Is he gone?
Yes, they traded Burakovsky.
That's right.
More safe signings to me.
Yeah. It seems like their window is probably closing too. Like, this is just what happens in the NHL. You win a cup and then you die.
So, yeah.
Kind of like the Red Wings of 2009 when they lost to Trees Penguins at Joe Louis Arena in Game 7 of the Cup Final. That demoralized me as a fan and made me tear down most of my Red Wings stuff.
Yeah, it hurts.
And clothes.
Yep. When you're right there, that's when it hurts the most, right?
And then the year after that, Yzerman left for Tampa Bay, and this was a slowly sinking.
And then Babcock
or the Titanic.
Then Babcock left, and it's how
Holland was just losing it over being stubborn, signing those expensive long-term contracts. Jeff Blashill couldn't even control. He only won one playoff game. That was it.
Yeah, Holland was kind of hiding in his secret bunker, making very questionable moves. But you never know when players age and their contracts are up. It's difficult. It's difficult to criticize that kind of shit. So
I even traded last trade deadline for Madison Bowie. Who the fuck is he? From the Washington Capitals. He doesn't do anything, for God's sake.
It was a speculative buy.
Yeah, sometimes those work out. Most of the time they don't. But, that's how that
Trevor
goes.
Daley. Man.
Yeah, he fell apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be done.
He's old now. All right.
So, yeah.
Dead air.
But, let's go on to XVRLZQZ for $10. Tree enjoyed your video on the Mets. Also, as a Devils fan, I feel the team overpaid for Simmons, even if it's for a year. I agree with that. But it's only a year, so if it doesn't work out, they can just walk away. I figured he'd get more term. Also, FBV needs to make a rant video about the Knicks.
The professional basketball's locale 2 or 3 years ago, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do, when the basketball season starts, I'm going to update the triggering video. I'll have plenty of material for that.
There you go.
So,
by the way, sources told Jeff Moss that Ken Holland was fired. This multi-year contract extension as senior vice president was actually was actually some PR duping
Oh,
by
really?
Chris Illich
It was
to
a
the media
penance.
and to the fan base.
It was
just
a penance.
just to give the media exactly what they want to hear, and not the fan base. Illich pissed off the fan base and gave the media exactly what they want to hear: the positive PR propaganda spin of the wheel,
Illich is
like he usually
weird.
does.
He cares too little and too much about what people think of him. You know what I mean? Like he's stubborn in the wrong ways. Dodger
Right.
Zion for $750.
Especially in public.
Yeah. I'm okay. What's up, DOJ? I'm okay. DOJ, Department of Justice? No. I'm okay with how the Flyers did today. They didn't do much. Also, 24 days to Canada. Cue 24 ticking sound effect. Yes. It's getting so close to Canada that I'm like freaking out. You know, like every day we get closer for some reason. But what did the Flyers do in free agency, Tree?
They overpaid a lot for Justin Braun, Matt Niskanen, and 7 years at $7 million for Kevin Hayes. They did nothing today, but they really got overly knee-jerk in the past.
Kevin Hayes is not a bad player. He's not a superstar by any means.
He's not
but...
$7 million for 7 years. Good.
No, I agree with that. The Rangers were never going to pay him that, and he's never developed into like a big center. Like he's just not good enough at draws to, you know, be like
not
a first
great.
Or second. Yeah, like to be a first or second line pivot, but he's okay. I mean, he's a big body.
He's got 7. Duchesne got 8. I mean,
yeah,
you could have had Anders Lee.
That's true.
For 7, and I'd rather have Anders Lee than Kevin Hayes.
Good point.
Here's Beast of Metal. Go ahead, Tree, with this.
That I will. Beast of Metal for $5. You may be thinking of the 2018 Truck Series champ Brett Moffitt. He got a job upgrade. Indy Toyota Hattori to Hendrick back to GMS as a result.
Oh, so he did get a logo on his ride, but it was funny seeing him win with just a white top on his car, and I was just like, oh, that's hilarious. But if you can field a car and get out there and win, you get the prize money, right? You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's what NASCAR is all about. Those are billboards, buddy. Those are billboards running around the track. That's all it is. That's all it is. And when you're close to the lead, you're getting more time on the screen.
Oh yeah.
Dodger of Zion again. Hope you do Colonial Life Arena in your NCAA hoops video. They sell out for both the men and the women. Is that where Villanova plays? Gotta look that up. Colonial Life.
Oh no.
Arena. In Colombia.
Columbia University. Ooh.
Oh, that's in South Carolina. Wow. Okay. So the boys and the girls. Mm-hmm. Yes, the men and the women. Speaking of women, the USA team is good at the soccer, right?
Yeah, they aren't bad.
They're still alive.
Yeah. They got horribly outplayed by the French. The French women. I watched that game in the second half. Basically, it was one of those like ice tilt games where the French just unloaded. Well, they had the possession. They weren't getting very good shots, but I mean, the American women, man, you look at all the teams in the final 16, they're all economically sound nations, by the way. Like, It's not like in the men where like a Cameroon or a Ghana like sneaks in there. Like, it's pretty clear how clear the divide between the first world and the third world is when it comes to women's soccer, which is sad because I think there's probably some really talented female soccer players in underdeveloped nations that hopefully the World Cup provides them a platform to someday play in.
There should be a WMLS, really.
Yeah, but it's all about economy. If there's who's gonna subsidize them, like the WNBA. Go ahead.
WNBA, like the NBA takes a loss.
Yeah,
they bleed money.
Yeah, they're completely subsidized by the NBA. but I don't think the MLS can afford to subsidize a women's league.
The MLS is far too busy trying to expand and get money into its own coffers.
Right. And let Anthony Precourt do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yep.
All right, you got Lua.
Oh, yes, sir. Lua 503. The downside of my new position at work, I have to go to bed now in order to get decent sleep. The upside, more money to support you guys.
That sucks.
I know.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know how that feeling is, man.
Yeah.
I
Go
ahead, man. Sorry.
No, it's his Snapchat was at 9:32, so he's probably in bed right now. But he might be able to listen to us reading it on his drive into work. But thank you, Lua 503, working hard for that scratch. You know.
Holla holla, get that dollar.
Holla holla, get that dollar. Uh-huh.
Or is it make that dollar? I'm not sure.
I don't know. $200, I'll wear a male romper. So I know what the
200.
grind is about.
Oh, yeah. I think he's planning for that. Just saying.
Yep,
Brett Smart Production donates $1. Thank you, brother.
Oh, you can read the next one, too, if there's a blank.
Yep. Nintendo Wii for $2. Is Ray Shiro secretly the NHL smartest GM? I'm going to warn you about Ray Shiro, man. He signed Rob Scuderi to a big contract when the cap went down. Just be careful, man. He's conservative, like he has his strengths, but his biggest weakness is always like holding on to coaches for too long. Be careful, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of big contracts.
Yes.
Yeah, speaking of big contracts, there's another one right there, Rob Scuderi.
Oh yeah, he was a bad one for a long time.
Yeah, he's all old too.
Yep. I love this one because Beast of Metal always has something very negative to say about the Norfolk Admirals. This is like his platform for just his personal vengeance.
AHL team.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the soccer. Yep.
Beast of Metal 1989 for $10. Screw it. The Norfolk Admirals are all breaking ads winger turned owner Pat Cavanaugh hires former teammate Rod Taylor as coach. Breaking Swamp Rabbits sign ECHL affiliate deal with Hurricanes. Fuck. So is there going to be a team in Norfolk at all? What is this? This is all bad. Like, it's very bad focus news. Like, I just find it hilarious how much hate and visceral hate Beast of Metal has for the Norfolk Admirals.
Sometimes
it's like
what knows.
Right. It's like what the Knicks have done to me, the Admirals did to Beast of Metal, and he's got a vendetta, and he's gonna fucking solve that shit. He's like Liam Neeson from Taken. That's how it is. Yep. All right. I have skills.
Anime Holic Tops for €5 again. Bob is a 2-time Vezina winner in his prime, so he's worth that money. He's also 30.
Yeah, okay. Let me tell you how time works, all right? Yes, accomplishments, you have accomplishments over here, and then you have time. And at some point, the two intersect, and then time starts to win, and accomplishments stop happening. But
yeah, that's the problem. I mean, nothing wrong with Bobrovsky. $10 million in a income tax-free state. Make that bread. I just don't think it's worth it.
I think though, like what was said earlier, they had to do what they had to do, and they need to make the playoffs next year. And so, yeah, I like the rationale, but yeah, they overpaid.
I think it's $1 million or $2 million overpaid per year.
Right, but it's just like buying a luxury car. You know, you're like, all right, I know I spent too much fucking money, but I want to drive this car around. You know,
but I got a Beamer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got a Beamer that's going to break.
Ridiculous repair costs for German engineering.
Right, and you don't ever factor in the maintenance costs. Like, you're supposed to take it into the dealership every 3 months, where they just rip you off. But they do wash it. You know, they wash it for you, and you're like, oh, thank you for washing it. Yeah. Nobody gave us $7. Okay. Hey guys, as a Ravens fan, I was wondering what you guys think of Lamar Jackson as quarterback. I'm hoping for the best, but still unsure about him. Hey, our first football Snapchat, and oh my gosh.
That's the first one in a long time.
Yep, it's almost August. It's almost the end. We're in July. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like,
first day of July.
Right.
Crazy.
I need to make some fucking money with some views because, yeah, I did an NBA video that absolutely tanked, and I was shocked that nobody wants to hear about the NBA in July. But
I don't know, man. Algorithm's weird, dude.
It
You know that.
It is, but you never know. You only have yourself to blame on YouTube, because if a video bombs, it's because you suck and you're
Yeah,
terrible.
exactly.
And you
Like I'm not producing enough. I suck. There you go.
No, and you
just like Chris McCoskey and Anthony Fennick from the Free Press and the News. McCoskey for the Detroit News and Anthony Fennick for the Detroit Free Press, who puts on a Tiger uniform to embarrass himself.
Yeah, you know what? If I were to wear a uniform now, I would embarrass myself. You know, I'm trying the keto diet, and I don't know what the big deal is. Like, I'm not sick or anything. I lost about 2 pounds since I started. It's only been 3 days though, but we'll see if it works.
Yeah, for Chris McCoskey though, he's a Twitter Tigers cheerleader and a raving lunatic. That's why Moss calls him Officer Bar Brady, Chris Officer Bar Brady McCoskey.
Is he a journalist or a radio host?
He's a journalist for the Detroit News, a Tigers beat writer, for Christ's sake.
So he's a shill, basically.
Yeah, follow his Twitter. Check out his crazy Twitter handle at C McCoskey.
All right, I'll check him out. Oh, I never gave my thoughts on Lamar Jackson. I like him. He's better to learn how to throw the deep ball in the league. Like, running does not substitute the deep ball. And defenses figure that shit out. And they made a Chargers defense, which is, I think, a little overrated, look very good because Lamar Jackson couldn't do much with throwing it. And
yeah, I'm gonna echo his same statements. He needs to develop as a pocket passer.
Yeah, but that also, but you see that happens when they try to take the runner and make him a pocket passer. If he can't handle it, like, it will destroy him, and then he gets exposed as a fraud. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those catch-22s where, all right, we got away with the gimmick. Now the chickens have to come home to roost. But I don't know. He was very effective when he's in there. If he can sustain that, good on him. But I think the thing about the NFL is, if you have a weakness, Bill Belichick, these coaches will expose it.
Exactly.
Okay, you got the last two, and then we can wrap up.
I
oh my
do.
Gosh.
Jared Froman for $2. Please rate the MLB divisions from best to worst.
Okay, let's bring them up.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say let's take a look at the standings here. I want to say the AL East is probably the best, even with the Orioles. Got 3 strong teams. Toronto is up and coming. They have promise.
Yeah, so I put the AL East at number 1. I agree.
Yeah, I'd say. What would you go with? The AL West, I would say, is pretty good too.
Well,
I mean, I feel like the Rangers are overperforming, but the A's really aren't. The Rangers have a good offense.
Oh, you're saying the AL West? Yeah,
especially at home in Arlington.
I don't know. I might put the Central has depth problems. All right, I'll go with AL West as number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, AL Central. Yeah, only the Twins are the only good.
Yeah. Indians are like, are you there? Not. They're very teetotal. They're very flip floppy.
That's pathetic. That all 3 AL
Kinda
divisions
average.
are ahead of any NL division in our minds, right? So then
I would say maybe the NL East, but even then, it's like there's a lot of mess there.
Braves are getting better. They're 15 games over 500, but it's the Braves and Phillies. You know, that's a 2-horse race there. Look at these standings, right? Like, okay, the Braves and Phillies 2-horse race, and that's not even close. Cubs, the NL Central is only close because they're all fucking terrible, and then the NL West is a 1-horse race. So the NL is it's completely imbalanced. Right?
The NL is really bad this year, man.
Yeah, the Dodgers.
Especially the NL Comedy Central, like I mentioned before.
What was that, Taylor?
Especially the NL Comedy Central, like I mentioned before.
Yes, yeah. The Comedy Central, that's a good nickname for that one. They're definitely last. So then it goes, so we went, what?
AL Comedy Central was the AL Central was bad, and it was comedic, like the last 2 years before this year.
Yeah. So we got AL East number 1 and AL West number 2, AL Central number 3. Then I guess you go NL West number 4 just for having the Dodgers, and then NL East 5, and then NL Central last. Ooh. You could flip-flop the West and the East.
And also an update, the Pirates are now leading the Brewers 18-5.
Whoa.
Okay.
And Craig Kimbrell got shelled.
Wow. He just took too much time off. All right, this will be the last snapper chat of the night, and then we can finally wrap up. You guys have been so beautiful. Can't thank you all enough for contributing not only to this stream, but if you went on Tree's stream earlier today. And,
yeah, I mean, it was insane.
Yeah, and gave him money.
I mean, like, as I said, like, you got to see me flip out, and I've got a video to work on for certain reasons.
Are you going to isolate that as like a highlight?
In which all optimism dies yet again.
Okay, good. Carl Singleton, no relation to Ken, I don't think. $5. How hard is it to be a Bills, Blue Jay, Sabre, and Knicks fan at the same time right now? Wow, that is so that's someone who's from upstate New York, obviously, probably from Buffalo, and somehow found the Knicks because there's no basketball team in Buffalo. Wow, can you be a Raps fan? Like, I would not blame you if you became a Raps fan, Carl. Honestly, like, but yeah, you're in the pit of misery right now because the Blue Jays are not. They're.
Yep.
Yep.
It's rough.
Uh-huh. Yep. So let's play us out with the derp song. Let me hit that again. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Oh, thank you so much, everyone. Taylor, do you have any final thoughts on?
Well, my closing statement: the Michigan Sports Truth podcast always backs up the Detroit Sports Rag and Spiro Avenue. Follow Jeff Moss and Justin Spiro, if you will, on Twitter at JeffMoss91 and at Darko State News. Moss's Periscope is still the same at Barbrady McCoskey, but the Twitter handle is the same. But Darko State News on Twitter and Periscope. But again, as always, follow me on Twitter, Periscope, and Instagram at DT2Phillips. Follow my podcast on Twitter, Periscope, and Instagram at Michigan_Truth. Like its Facebook page, the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. The Independent Edition on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, CastBox, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Primetime Edition on blogtalkradio.com/Mancini Sports. Or, barring any technical difficulties, Frank Vajner, Garrett Elliott, and myself will be on from 9:30 to 10:30. Give us a call, 347-205-9631. Anyone interested in sponsoring our Primetime Edition, email our producer, Mark Mancini, at mancinisports@yahoo.com. And finally, our website, the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast.com.
Wow, that's a mouthful right there.
Yep.
Interesting. Carl Singleton sent $2 more to say it was hypothetical. Yes. The pit of despair. You can also post your stuff in the chat if you want. Tree, do you have any final thoughts?
No, I don't. I am ruining the fact that the Pens are probably going to trade Brian Rust. Fuck everything.
You should get rid of Sheary while you're at it too. You know, like
yeah, they already did. God, they got rid of him to get rid of a terrible contract. Like nobody's taking on Jack Johnson.
No, Jack Johnson, you're strapped to that albatross around your neck. Like just smell that dead fucking bird.
Oh, dude, I hated that from the moment it was announced.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming out. Thank you to the mods, Oshawott Man, Beast of Metal, Nick Man, and of
Thanks
course,
for having me on.
Yes, thank you, Taylor, and of course, Dodger of Zion, who we'll talk to right after this. And we'll see you guys next week. Where does Kawhi land? Where does he land?
I hope Raptors.
Yep, I hope Raptors too. All right, you guys are beautiful. See ya.
Mm-hmm.
And hold on, let me take her down.